I'd like to go through some money-making myths, as I call them, today. The reason being that I keep hearing people say things such as, I haven't got enough money to make money, I don't earn enough money, I'm quite happy where I am at the moment, my pension will take care of me when I retire, etc. So let's go through them. I've outlined 15 that I've come across quite frequently. I know there's more, but let's just get these out of the way. It's worth pointing out, money doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care who you are, where you came from. It doesn't matter what you did yesterday, what you did in the past in your last career, whether you've been bankrupt or your business has gone bust, whether you're divorced, separated. Today begins, you've got a new chance today. You've got the same rights and opportunities everyone else has to become wealthy. And property is a great way of doing it. But the sad reality is the majority of people in the UK will never achieve financial freedom. But there are a small group of us who are property developers that are becoming very, very wealthy and controlling more and more of the wealth that you see around you. So let's go on to some common myths. The first one, I need more money, i.e. it takes money to make money and I haven't got enough. Well, it doesn't really take a lot of money to make money. One of the most important things you have is your intelligence. No one can take that away from you. And if you understand how to identify plots of land and property with development potential and you use an options agreement, you only need £1 to get started. Simple as that. Next myth is that you need more income. Most people I know, and most people that probably are on this course, have already got enough money to get involved in property development. Most people don't have an income problem, they have a spending problem. If you look at your current wage and ask yourself how much you're likely to earn over a lifetime, for most people the answer would be £1 million odd, I'd imagine maybe £2 million. The problem is most of us spend just as much as we can earn. And I know a number of people who spend a lot more than they earn and are always living on the never never each month. So if you start living within your means and making some sacrifices, paying yourself first and then saving money for maybe doing your own self-build at some point, you can very quickly make money using options. The next myth is, my pension will take care of me. God dear, the number of times I've heard that. And of course, so many people now in their 50s, 60s and even in their 70s are not earning enough money from their pensions. Their pensions they thought would be worth a lot more, they're just not. They've saved all their lives and found that when they need the pension to take care of them so they don't have to work, lo and behold, it can't take care of them. Myth number 4 is that you're not clever enough. Everyone has ability and opportunity to make money. Successful people come from all different backgrounds. Some have university degrees, some don't. Some did apprenticeship, some dropped out of school when they were young and have worked their way. It doesn't really matter. It's all about seeking and looking for opportunities, and when an opportunity arises, grasping it and going forward with it. And I honestly believe that this property development opportunity is that chance that you can have. The 5th myth is it's too complicated. Well, good. If people think it's too complicated, that's great. There's less competition for you. You know the fundamentals that you'll be learning are going to give you a huge competitive advantage. Knowledge is king and you will have the knowledge. The 6th myth that I often get told is, oh, but it's too risky, Tim. Property development, people got wiped out in 2008, 2009. Yeah, they did. They borrowed up to the hilt. They overstretched themselves. You don't need to do that with options. You don't need to speculate. You put in place a system that takes care of you and takes care of your investments, and that's with that system, that strategy, you'll be laughing all the way to the bank. That kind of follows on to the 7th myth, which some people say, oh, my timing's bad, I'm always in the wrong place at the wrong time. Well, it's all about sticking there, sticking to your guns, having your system and getting on with it. You're never going to buy at the bottom and sell at the top, but as long as you keep working away at it over time, over the long term, you'll do very well. Myth 8, well, you'll never be rich because rich people are just lucky. Well, you make your own rich, your own luck to make yourself rich, that's for sure. Success in wealth creation is no more about luck than success in anything else in life. To become wealthy, you have to be in control of your finances and not to count on good fortune. Forget playing the lottery, save your money. Put it towards going out and getting some options for some land, etc. It's just ridiculous otherwise. Leave it for gambling. You could be lucky, so to speak. The harder you work, the luckier you get, believe me. The 9th myth is you need to diversify to get rich. Well, that is totally wrong. Most people that I've met who've made money have stuck pretty much with one thing and one thing only. If you're in property, you stick to what you know. If you're a developer especially, you stick to the end of the market you know as well. So if you're doing affordable homes or you're developing flats, you stick to that. You don't get carried away and start, when you make money, and start then building luxury multi-million-pound houses. Stick to what you know. Don't diversify. Stick to your guns. You'll become then an expert in your area, and that's what counts. The 10th sort of procrastination myth this is, oh, I'm going to pay off my house first so I've got some security. Yeah, well, great. It's one of those old myths that many of us learnt from our parents, who probably learnt it from their parents and so forth. But we're in a new era now. By the time you've paid off your house, you'll have all that money idly sitting there in 30 years' time. Why don't you start working on something now and utilise what you've got? Why wait? The 11th myth is that all good investments are taken. Well, that's just not true. There's always opportunities out there. Sometimes there are more than others. At the moment, changes to planning laws and permitted development are making masses and masses of opportunities. That's why it's such a great time to get involved. And actually, a lot of the old-time property developers are missing out because they don't see the changes. They can't believe the changes and they're not grasping them. And that's where you come in, and you can go out there and identify the new good investments and tie them up. The 12th myth is, I can't find good people to do any work for me, so I'm going to have to do the work myself. Well, if you're going to do all the work yourself, you're never going to make any money. You've got to have a good team of professionals, of advisors behind you, as we've discussed before, such as a couple of estate agents, solicitor, mortgage advisor, surveyor, people that can tell you what's going on in the market and can cover for you. They can help you cost things out, look for problems, and just as importantly, look for solutions. 13th myth is, it's too late for me. Well, it's never too late to learn how to do this. There are many success stories of people who've conquered all sorts of adversities in their lives later on, and they've ended up achieving financial freedom. The guy that set up McDonald's fast food chain, a guy called Ray Kroc, was 50. I think he was 51 or 52 when he started out with his first food outlet. McDonald's now, I think, are the second biggest. I think Subway has overtaken as the largest fast food chain in the world, but they're still, massive household name. 14 is debt is dangerous. Well, debt is a dirty word for a lot of people. I suppose it's a 4-letter word. But if you're savvy and you know how to manage debt and you don't over leverage yourself and you've got downside coverage, so your systems are in place, then debt is a necessity. But with options, of course, you don't need to worry too much about that. The 15th myth, money-making myth, is I never get my own way. Doesn't matter what I want, I just can't do it. Well, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe it, then that's what's going to be the reality. If you've had a few failed attempts to learn that making money is beyond your control, then you'll think that's always going to be the outcome, and it will become the outcome. You will end up in a vicious circle. So you've got to have more self-confidence, because yes, you can do it, and you're on your way by listening to these recordings and the videos I've done for you to creating wealth and getting yourself to where you want to be in the future. You can do things, and it's not as difficult as you think. You're going to have all the knowledge you need to go forward and to build a very successful development business.